nonlinearity. And then we'll get to the point of that's my specialty. All right, my specialty is any curve that has this in it. Okay, as an option trader, automatically we associate with it with money, P&L, we're going to lose, make. So automatically, a different part of my brain gets engaged, and then I can talk about it with some confidence and produce theorems. But the rest is again anecdotal. All right, the cities is before was anecdotal. This is not anecdotal. There's something about fragility, all right, that really makes it very easy to detect as follows. If I harm someone with this big stone, in my book, I discussed something from Midrash Tehillim where a king had to punish his son, and the punishment was this big stone on his head, all right? But the king was not very excited about the regulation and couldn't change the regulation, all right? So it was not the Bush family or something like that. So he had to go with it. And then the rabbi came with a great idea, and the idea was to break that in small pebbles, and you can execute the punishment and keep the son, okay? And so from that, we can figure out that the ancients weren't that stupid. They understood very well that if I throw a 20-pound block of concrete on your head, and I'm not threatening, again, I mean, it's a thought experiment, okay? And you have to say that now, people may sue you and stuff. It's assumed as a thought experiment that I throw on someone's head, okay? Someone from ISIS, say, okay, so 20-pound concrete. Do I harm him more than twice that if I hit him with a 10-pound block of concrete? Yes, no. Is it more than twice? All right, if it's yes, then then we have a very easy universality to fragility. That's pretty much something that actually by theorem we can pull out. What doesn't like uncertainty has to have that. And the interesting thing is everything alive has to have this reaction. So the way we define fragility was a little complicated, is sensitivity to uncertainty as expressed by some measure of uncertainty that we found is quite universal, all right? And incidentally, I don't know, I mean, let me move the graph from here so people don't faint. But incidentally, people here do economics or do econometrics or statistics, stuff like that? Okay. Can you ever see sigma without time? Okay, sigma always has time attached to it, all right? So you can see time without sigma for interest rates and discounting, all right? So time and sigma and scale of distribution are the same thing in physics and in economics, except very few exceptions. And these exceptions are usually approximations, by the way. So it tells us the following, that we can define fragility in a lot of things and shocks based on some dislike of some measure of uncertainty. If there's an option trader in the room, he would say vega, okay, negative vega. That's what its name is. And it's not a Greek word, but I don't know how it came about, the word vega, but it's how something doesn't like change in volatility and or some kind of degree of uncertainty in a system. So based on that measure, I'll remove this very quickly, we can do things to continue our process, and let's look at a simple story, which is illustrative. Have you heard of Kerviel, the French rogue trader? Yes. Okay, so you've heard of he was hiding $50 billion euros in a drawer. Okay, and that would show you why distributed systems usually fare better. They discovered the error. Okay, it was Martin Luther King holiday in New York, but the French didn't know about it, right? So they thought the markets were okay, and they tried to dump in the market 50 billion euros. And it was a French government-type bank methods, which means one trader on the phone selling and 10 people telling him what to do. It's like the reverse, really. So at the end of the day, the liquidation cost is what cost them. You know, is what harmed them. And it was 4 billion euros of losses. Markets ended up down 12%. When you're dumping $50 billion, you lose 12%, all right? The market ended up, so they lost an average 8%. That's the average of what they lost. So this No, now let's think about it. What if instead